Hey guys, earlier this evening, Rosie went live while I was cooking my family dinner, so I only caught bits and pieces. But I think Rosie ended up biting off more than she could chew. This is going to end up kind of being a double reaction. So we're going to go ahead and get into it and let Rosie tell us about her major dating life update. She's also making chili dogs in this one. I'm probably not going to stick around for the chili dog part of it. So let's get on over here to Rosie and let her explain herself.
Hello, Candy, Farah, Abigail, Christine, Ritzy. Hello. Let's give people a minute to get in here. I got some stuff to tell y'all. I'm gonna smack you. At 6 o'clock on the dot, I went live. It is literally still 6. It's not even 6:01 yet, bitch. Don't you fucking play with me. Don't you play with me today. We ain't doing this right now. No. Hey, Shona. Hey, Tiny Ghost. Is it good or bad? I guess it depends on your perspective. I don't know. I got more updates even since I named this live. So, hey guys. Hello. Hi Samantha. Hi everybody. Hello. Hi. Hello. Oh wow, lots of people are here. Yes, I'm back on. Hi. My wife said it's the Chorizo girl. Oh God. Hi, Mandy. Hey, yeah, that's one of the updates. Hi, Nashia. Good to see you. I was thinking about you like this morning. It's good to see you, dude. Yeah, well, I mean, I just woke. I just woke up, unfortunately. Like an hour ago. Okay. So let me explain that real quick. So before I get into the dating update, the reason I poofed was because
Okay, she said she just woke up. She went live 5 o'clock my time, so I'm Central Time. She's in Florida, so that was what 6 p.m. her time. So she slept until like 4 or 5 in the evening. I guess Amber doesn't have to feel so bad about sleeping until 3 p.m. anymore.
I mean, if I'm just being transparent about it, my depression got real fucking bad, and I actually got my therapist appointment rescheduled for Wednesday, like 2 days from now. So I'm really excited about that. I did not expect it to be that fast. Thank you, Mandy. I love this shirt. I've had it for years. It's technically a dress, but it's too short, so I always wear shorts under it. You're giving fresh wienering energy today. Well, that's not true. Especially because um I kind of ended things with Jeff. So um yeah. Um, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
I kind of expected this to come. We didn't get to it in the last reaction that I did because I was short on time. That was the third attempt at recording it because I am still learning. Thank you guys so much if you are sticking around for these reactions and showing me the grace and mercy um, needed and letting me grow as my channel grows and as I try to get better at this. But she later on in that live stream, she just kept saying, well, I don't know what I want. I'm not sure. There's things I'm unsure about. I don't know. And I kind of felt like she was setting it up for Jeff to exit stage left without it being her fault or because he didn't want to be with her. And apparently that is where we are at now. So um, she thinks she's real clever. She thinks that she's can outwit everybody. All the girls do actually, and they don't realize just how transparent their behavior really is.
So it's not like in a fuck him kind of way, or even in a like never ever gonna happen kind of way, but in a I can't keep doing it this way kind of way. Like, so let me explain what happened. Yeah, because I know you guys are gonna want to know. I can't go into like full detail because there's some crazy bitches watching, and because you guys know this person's well, some of you know this person's like info. So
Wait, am I considered one of the crazy bitches? Like, is that reaction channels? Is that I don't know. I don't know if I should feel acknowledged or not.
I bring up the depression part because it's actually relevant to the story. There's been like a slow build up. There's been some stuff I just haven't been talking about um, for privacy reasons because I wanted to wait and see how things played out. I wanted to see how they may or may not change. And we, how do I explain this? So let me just kind of set the stage. So I didn't go live the first day. I was struggling a little bit, but yesterday, because it's been like 2 or 3 days. But so yesterday, I like slept a good bit the day before, so I woke up at like a normal time. I woke up I think around like 11 a.m. ish, and I was up all day. And
11 a.m. is a normal time. How many of you guys are waking up every day at 11 a.m.? Like, please let me know in the chat. On weekdays, I am up between 3:30 in the morning and 4:30 in the morning to deal with dogs, make coffee, get my husband's lunch packed, and get him out the door. On weekends, I'm generally up between 5:30 and 6:30, depending on when the dogs want to go outside. The only time I am sleeping until 11 is when I am really sick or if I'm having a really bad seizure day. Um, and those aren't very often. So, wow, 11 a.m. I haven't done that since high school.
when I say I bed rotted, like I bed rotted. I'll get back to I will get to the chat, guys. But I was not functional. I did not eat for like over 30 hours. It took me like everything I had to just like function, and I literally like.
Okay, is her not eating every 30 hours for real not eating? Or is it like Foodie not eating? Because Foodie will say, I haven't eaten all day. And then Salal will stand there and say, oh, well, you had chips and you had olives and you had cheese and you had this and you had this. Because Foodie doesn't consider snacking eating, only meals are eating. So I wonder what she considers eating.
Like, I just was in bed. And I was really like, oh, I had like a massive depressive swing. And I was like, I'm going to just take today and then I'm going to force myself out of it. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to let myself just wallow. And then, which like I think if you deal with like clinical depression, you kind of get what I'm getting at. Like sometimes it just gets so bad, like you just can't fucking do anything. And so that's kind of where I was at. And eventually, like, so like I said, I had eaten whenever the day prior. I fell asleep earlier than I expected, and then I woke up, and so I didn't eat for like until like 2 a.m. the following day, basically. And I was like, there's like no way I'm gonna do anything, and I was feeling really, really down and out. And I called him twice. And this is like, I just want you guys to know there's other stuff prior to this, but this was what kind of made me go, okay, this solidifies what I need to know. Because I'm not going to exploit someone else's like mental health or like their own story, you know. I'm not gonna like sit here and spill all the beans on that stuff. But what I will say, just to give context, is that his life is really chaotic. There's a lot going on outside of him, around him, and frankly with him, to a degree that I started being like, I don't know if this guy's good for me. I really like him, but like I have to be concerned about my own mental health, and I have to be concerned.
Okay, I don't know why you're shocked that he might not be good for you. Everybody was saying it from the beginning. He has violent felonies on his record. He also has been accused of SA. Everybody has said from the beginning, Rosee, run in the opposite direction. But you do not listen because you think that people say these things because they want to see you fail, because we don't want to see you happy, because you think we have some kind of vendetta against you. And that's not the case. Most of the time, we are actually, like, as reaction channels, generally give sound advice. They're honestly just commenting on your life and saying, this is what I would do, this is how I feel about it. Very little of what is said that I have seen is ever out of spite or malice because we don't personally know you, so we're not horribly personally invested in whether you fail or succeed. We're just here commenting on it. And generally, our advice is pretty sound. However, you were the one that when reaction channels were saying you should probably be running, that you, with your whole chest, said, this makes me want to try harder. This makes me want to make this work. Like that, you knew going into this, you had fair warning.
Concerned about like, is this going to drag me down? Because I've done that before, and I'm not trying to repeat patterns here. And so I was already feeling like, at first he was a little less chaotic. There was less chaos when we like first met. I felt like when I first met him, I met like a much calmer version of him. And then as time has gone on, a bunch of stuff has happened that I will never share with the internet in his life. And I was
Okay, but it's that way because when we first meet somebody, everybody puts their best foot forward. Like, I never understood it when I was younger. My mom used to tell me that for the first 3 months that you're dating, you really don't know who it is that you're dating. After that, you spend the next 3 months trying to figure out, oh my gosh, who is this person that I'm really dating? And then you have about another 3 month time period that you're like, how can I make it work with this person that I'm dating? Because you have a time that you're putting your best foot forward, you're being amazing, you're minding all your P's and Q's, and then you start to get comfortable and that guard comes down and the real you starts to come through and more of your flaws show. And then you have to figure out if you're willing to put up with those flaws or not. Theirs just seemed to happen a lot quicker, which is crazy to say because they weren't even actually for real dating. They went to a swingers bar with his parents, and she's had sleepovers at his house. There's never actually been for real dating or a relationship. So I'm still very confused about how she's so caught up in this situationship so much.
I was supportive of him, like, I never even told you guys this part, but like at one point, like I packaged up like leftover, like we have a food pantry here, so like I went through my pantry of stuff like that. My brother and I weren't gonna eat, and I brought it to him because like he's without a job too, but he doesn't have like a supplementary income like I do, so I was like helping him with some of that stuff. I was like,
Okay, wait. Why are you providing him food when he lives with his parents? Like, he lives with his mom. Like, you live at your parents' house. When your parents come home, they stock your pantry. Your mom cooks tons of stuff and puts it in the freezer for you to eat at a later date. Like, why are you providing him with groceries?
helping him by giving him advice and trying to help him make decisions that would help stabilize his life, and which he started to do and then backed out of. And I was like, okay, well, I'll be a little more patient with that. And then he just started like when he started opening up to me, he just started like dumping on me and dumping on me, and then not reciprocating the support. And I was like, well, if this is going on this early, like that's a big concern. And then so that day, I was really not okay. And I called him, and he was going through his stuff, and he was telling me everything. And at that point, I had already been like, I had already realized days prior, I was like, he's not really asking me how I'm doing, and that's uneven. I don't like that. And then and it had been like days since I noticed, and it had been a long time prior since I think he had even asked me how I'd been. And so we were on the phone, and I was like, and he was just talking and talking, and finally he goes, "So how are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, good, yay!" Like, okay, he's all right. He's making an effort, cool. So I started to talk, and I got maybe 2 sentences out, and he cuts me off. And I was being honest. I was telling him I wasn't good. And he was like, he cuts me off, and he starts talking about himself again. And like, yeah, I totally get it because I blah blah blah, I blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, cool, cool, I guess. So I just kind of shut down. And then we ended up talking like an hour or two later. Like I had to call him back, and uh, kind of like a similar thing happened. So eventually he's like, so what are you up to? Like, how are you doing? And I'm like, okay, cool. This time I got maybe 5 sentences out. And then he did the same thing, and I went, all right, I gotta say something now. So I tried to get the balls to do it on the phone call, but I couldn't, cause I don't know. I just was just like I didn't. And so the call ends, and I sent him like an 8 minute voice message, where I'm very calm. At the
Okay, do not send me an 8 minute voice message. If it is that important, you have that much to say, either call me and say it or say it to my face. Do not hold me hostage to where I am stuck just listening to 8 minutes of you rambling. And this is also why she needs friends. Like, why is she not calling Amberlynn on her bad days? I thought they were besties. Like, where's her Uber therapist? I'm like, you guys are not in a relationship yet. You should not be, neither one of you guys should be dumping all of your stuff on each other. But on top of it, if you're having a really bad time, like, this is when you reach out to friends and family who really know you well. They know what will help, kind of ground you and what to help you focus on. This, this is not it, honey.
end, I got like a little emotional. Like my voice broke a little bit because I was like talking about how not okay I've been. That the past couple days prior to that, or at least that day, whatever. Because mental health is mental health, and I had been there for him. I wish I could go into more detail, but I had been there for him so much. You guys don't even know. And so I sent a voice message where I was just like, I don't really know if I can do this. Like, I do like you. Like, I just really feel like, I just kind of like, I feel like you're in a place in life right now where like, I don't think you're being malicious, but I don't even think that you can be there for me right now because you're in survival mode. And like, I've been there. Like, and I told him multiple times, like, I have so much empathy for you because like, I've been where you're at, where like my life is complete chaos. Every day is something new. Every day is just what, you're lost in the sauce of life, and everything is really like crazy, and like, and you're dealing with your own mental health shit, like yada, yada, yada. But I was just like, I was like, honestly, I feel emotionally like neglected. Like, I feel like there's been a lot of whiplash because you basically were like, hey, like you basically almost asked me. He didn't ask me for money, no. He's never asked me for money. Oh, sorry, that distracted me. But, no, like, and I don't want to feed, like, I know people are going to speculate their shit, but, like, what I'm telling you is the truth. I don't think it was toxic vibes. I honestly just think it's, I don't want to say that. So, yeah, he gave me whiplash because he was like, thank you. He was like, he basically almost asked me to be his girlfriend. He was like feeling me out. And when I didn't feed into it since then, he switched up on me. Like, he told me he didn't want to enter in a relationship right away. That last time, it was like 3 or 4 weeks. He got into a relationship, and then that's how some stuff happened for him. Around that same time period, yeah, he is going through a lot, like, really. In that same time period, 3 to 4 weeks, he like, was like, he's not ready for a relationship. That's what I told him. I was like,
Okay, so the emotional whiplash. Like, he said he wasn't ready for a relationship. Great. And then he starts filling you out to see if you want a relationship. And then you clearly were like, I don't think that's what I want. I don't know what I want. If I was dating somebody, or if I was interested in moving from dating to, being in a relationship with them, and they gave off the vibes that they weren't interested, that's not the direction they were wanting to go, I would back off. I would take the hint, and I would back off. Why would I continue chasing someone who clearly doesn't have the same desire as I do? Like, at that point, that would just be me making a fool of myself. So some of the emotional whiplash that you're getting, you set up yourself because you were playing games. Did you want him to chase you? Did you want him to, try and convince you into it? Like, that's not how this works. Nobody wants to feel like they have to beg or really work for you to want to be with them.
yeah, so he like kind of, I don't know if he felt rejected or not. Yeah, Cat Lou, honestly. Yeah. That's a part of it, I think. And I'll get to the chat in a second. I'm going to scroll up and read what everybody's been saying. Because I do want to hear what you guys are saying. I just, me and the ADHD of it all, I don't want to, like, be too crazy. I'm already being a little bouncy about it. But I just, and his response, so he ended up opening the text, and when he responded to me, I clicked on it. I sent an 8-minute voice message, and he responded back 3 minutes after he read it, and I was like, and I literally called him out. I was like, did you even listen to the whole thing?
Did you time him? Or are red receipts on? Because if you were timing him, that's a whole nother level, girly.
And he was like, and then he proved my point in what I said in the voice message about not being there, not providing reciprocal, whatever. He was like, I just don't have the capacity right now. I'm just being honest. And I was like, oh, okay, noted. All right, cool. Cause he took what I said in like the first couple minutes, and he was just like, yeah, that's fine. We can just be friends. And I was like, oh, you're just gonna way over? All right, cool. All right, then I'm done. All right.
She did. She wanted him to chase her. She wanted him to fight for her. Which why you guys don't? You have nothing invested. It's been sleepovers, no real relationship building or anything like that. Like that is playing games. That's saying, well, I don't know that I can do this. Well, you're not being reciprocal. Well, you're not being this. Well, you're not being this. And then when he's like, fine, like, let's just be friends. That seems to be what you want. You're not interested in a relationship. And then you're upset about it. Like, you can't play those kind of games. You can't be irritated that somebody respects what you ask for and what you want. It doesn't make any sense.
If you get your shit together 6 months to a year from now and you want to try again, sure. Like, maybe. But even then, I'm not sure. Like, at this point, his issues are not your responsibility. I know, Elena. I know. And that's why I'm walking away. Because it's like, I've already, like, I'm going to be transparent. I've already taken a lot of shit for talking to this guy. I've already, like, done too much for him. Because that's just who I am. And, if you go from, like, giving, like, above the, like, what I would consider the average or bare minimum to, like, not even giving the bare minimum, What about just giving him as a D appointment? I mean, we're not, like, we still are friends. So, like, I'm not, like, cutting him off. I don't hate him. I'm not, like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Dating should be fun, not being someone's emotional support human. Because it's like, if this should...
Okay, dating should be fun, not being somebody's emotional support human. And she's like, facts, preach. Preach it, chat. Yes, validate me. However, that's exactly what she was wanting in him. She felt that she was being his emotional support human. But then when she was wanting to dump all of her feelings and everything else that she was going through, he wasn't doing it. And she was irritated because he wouldn't be that crutch for her. Like, she's sitting there and thinking that people are validating her and they're just spitting straight facts. And she doesn't realize that she was doing the exact same thing. Which, I don't know. I don't know if it's like blindness, if it's like narcissistic mentality, delusion. I don't know what it is, but I am shocked that they cannot hear something and then, have some sort of self-reflection and be like, wow, that might be me.
It's already this complicated, and like there's so much you guys don't know. Oh my god, there's so much you don't know. And I wish I could tell you so bad, but it's just like, oh my god, it's so much. I use the word chaos for a reason. It's so much chaos, and I don't need that. I do not want to be dragged down into that. I don't want my life to reflect that. But I do have another dating update. Because it looks like I am going to be meeting someone that I've been talking to, hopefully, in the next, like, couple weeks. So, that's a thing. Yeah, you don't need chaos or more drama. You need the opposite calm vibes all the way. Exactly, Sue. Exactly.
Okay, jumping from one person to the next, it in her emotional state and with how like attached she got to him as quickly as she did, and then how deep that depression set her into when she realized it wasn't going to work out, and like jumping from person to person in her emotional state is probably not the smartest thing. And I think it also kind of shows a level of desperation because I mean, this has been a pattern for her. She got his number and he kind of ignored her for a couple of days. And that's how she ended up in the hotel room with the dude that wasn't interested and accidentally, sort of, no, not sort of, she accidentally had a threesome with Jeff's sister. And then her and Jeff worked it out, and suddenly he was paying attention to her again. And then he stopped paying attention to her for a couple of days. So she downloaded all the apps again so she could meet other people. And then she met this person. And then Jeff came back around and was like, hey, here I am, give me attention. And so she cut everybody else off. And now that he's not going to be giving her attention, now we're immediately jumping right back to somebody else. Like, that does not seem healthy to me, especially given what her mental state has been lately.
Exactly. So let me scroll up here and just go through the chat. Hi everybody. And by the way, I'm sorry I didn't like individually greet people. You seem let's see. Lots of y'all are here in the chat. Hello, hello. Yeah, sometimes when you're like in the like waiting lobby, it doesn't like start the live and you have to refresh it. That's really weird. Oh gosh, Demery, I'm so sorry about your cat. That's horrible. I thought you guys were never a thing. What do you mean, B? I'll take anything single. What? Let's see. I was manically depressed at one time. Yeah, it was just like I had such a. I've been in a depressive swing, and it went to like an all-time low yesterday. Oh, thank you all. Thank you for saying I'm a smart cookie. Sounds like he was using you as a therapist and an emotional support person. He wants someone there for him, but isn't emotionally mature enough to be there for someone else. Sounds like he has a lot of growing up to do. You are more emotionally mature than he is. You need someone who is on the same level as you. Yeah. I read no lies. Not one of those, you know, tries to one-up everyone. I don't think he was trying to one-up. I think he's just really going through shit. He needs support that you're not able to provide at this time. He needs... I'm not going to say that. Let's see. He needs to go to therapy, work on himself before getting into the relationship. Good news is he is doing that, so. That's why I was like, because like, I don't even know if he heard it, because in the message I told him, I was like, I'm willing to give you time. I'm willing to give you time, but I'm scared about sitting there, like, because when I was 19, or technically 18, so like my first ever boyfriend, I waited for him for like a year. Like, We dated for 3 days, and then he found out he was going to be forced to move to the middle of nowhere in Kentucky, and I told him I would wait for him. And it was like an indefinite thing, and then he ended up being able to come back about a year later, and that's when we ended up dating when he got back. Excuse me. And in that time was like when I fell for that guy, or I thought I did, because it was like my first real relationship, and like it was very toxic and more of like a puppy love kind of thing. It wasn't, I don't consider him my first like real love, you know. But anyway, I've done that, and I don't want to do that again. And I'm really scared about like developing really deep feelings for someone that could never be there for me the way that I need. And I don't want to do that. You know. You know, I know that there are a lot of people that don't believe me when I say that like I'm not desperate and like I don't need a partner, but I don't. I want someone that adds to my life, not that takes it away, or takes away from it. You know, man, children will wear you down. I'm gonna be so real with you. There's been a couple red flags for that, and that I've noticed. I've missed hanging out with you, Rosee. Hello, Ruby Rose Bloom. This is nasty. What about giving him as a dick appointment? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm worried about doing that because I'm worried about my feelings and my heart. So I don't know. I'm not really super interested in that on a casual level. You're going to go back. Oh, you're going to go back and listen. Yes. If he's not mature enough to be your boyfriend, he's probably not good friend material either. Just saying. Fair point, Cat Lou. There's too much to be able to tell you properly. What do you mean, Christine? Oh, you're talking to Ashley. Okay. Girl, you don't need chaos or more drama. You need the opposite. Clock that. You should. I would really struggle to listen to a 8-minute voice message. Either say it in person or put it in a short text. Just giving my opinion. We do that anyway, and I mean, I wouldn't be able to date someone that wouldn't be able to listen to me talk for like an 8-minute message, especially when it was something important, because I couldn't talk to him on the phone without getting cut off. So I wanted the opportunity to talk. Anyway, what do I know that would have been plenty to never talk to him again? How much does one really need? Yeah. No, I'm not meeting a new guy in Vegas. No. I'm not going to Vegas I'm going to Vegas by myself. I'm so glad you're doing it. And by the way, I really want to make it clear, because I saw some people saying this, and I think it's ridiculous. I did not mean to say that I was going to Vegas. If I wanted to tell you guys, I would have just told you. I would have done it in a different way. I wouldn't have done it that way. I am live for hours at a time. I misspeak. Sometimes, like, I remember there was one day, I found out afterwards, one day I accidentally said I was 32. I'm 33, and I've normally said I'm 33, but I misspoke and said 32.
Okay, as we get older, people in general tend to get confused about what age they are. I forget what age I am all the time. It seems to just be something that naturally happens when we get older. I think you did say Vegas on purpose, because you said it and then you kind of waited for the reaction to come, and then you were like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that. Because you try to keep people on the hook. You have nothing else to talk to besides dragging your audience along with little tidbits and little hints and stuff like that. You have nothing outside of a rolly chair in your kitchen. I mean, that's all that it is. You're not giving a whole lot more beyond that. So I do think that Vegas was done on purpose. Just like, your overnight bag was done on purpose. You're like, what's this? Oh, what? The same thing with your glasses, which, might I add, ma'am, is missing. You needed those glasses so badly. You couldn't see them, and you'd sit there and stare at the chat, and you'd have to squint because it was so bad without your glasses. And then as soon as you got them back, you immediately got on live stream, and you were like, because you wanted people to ask about it. You want to drag people along. Those glasses you needed so badly, they're suddenly missing from your face, and you're not struggling to reach out at all tonight. So yes, I do think Vegas was done on purpose, because you want to keep people guessing and you want to keep people interested.
Shit like that happens. Like, I was just talking off the cuff, like, because I do talk to you guys like I'm talking to a friend, and so I just, said I was going to Vegas, like, without thinking. And then I paused and I went, oh my fucking God, like, God damn it. Like, I was so mad at myself for that, because honestly, I don't think the location's going to give away anything, but I was just trying to be safe about it. And yeah, so what sites do you go to meet people? I'm not going to say that, chick, just for, again, safety reasons. You're fine, baby girl, but I think things will come. Give it time. Thank you. I joined, said you were only live for 5 minutes. No one was really here, and you were in the middle. Yeah, so when you guys join lives, you can go back to the beginning and put it on 2x speed, and then you'll catch up in the live at some point. So that's something that you can always do in the future. I am doing all right. Thank you so much, Rena. Let me see here. Are you meeting up with the same girl you've been talking to? Let me see. Thank you, Ashley. I had unrequited love from a D appointment. I started getting feelings, ended up getting burned. That's the thing, is we're developing feelings for each other, but like love is not enough. That's what I learned from my last relationship.
Okay, the lovey-dovey feeling is not enough. Like that in love butterfly thing, that's hormones, it's endorphins, it's attraction, it's I mean it that is what it is. That eventually goes away. It eventually wears down a little bit. And that is where a different kind of love comes in. And that is the choice of love. You have to choose to love your partner on the rough days. And when they're sick and when they're not exactly the most pleasant person to be around, because nobody is perfect, which means no partner is going to be absolutely perfect. So that lovey-dovey feeling, it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. You have times in relationships where you feel like you're back in the honeymoon stages and you get those butterflies and stuff. But in between that, what carries you through that is the choice to love. It is like you wake up and you're like, hey, I might not really, my partner is not my favorite person on the face of the planet today, but I'm going to choose to love them anyways. That is what it is. If all she's chasing is that lovey-dovey butterfly feeling, she will always be disappointed because that does not last forever. It just doesn't.
Wait, is that really Shani? I think that's actually Shani this time. Because she made a community tab post about me, and I think that is her profile picture. Is that really her? Does the thought of you two never becoming a thing make you feel any sort of way? Yeah, kind of sad, honestly. But I can't control the people's actions. Yeah, I love a voice message. Let me, yeah. See. Like, if you can't listen to me talk for 8 minutes, you can't date me. Sorry. Like, this is not how this works. Are you meeting the woman you've been talking to? I don't know. Hey, Nerve. Take care of yourself first. Thank you. Am I going crazy or is she delayed by a few minutes? Yes, it is me. Okay, well, hi, Shani. It's not Shani? Okay. She didn't drag me in the community. She basically warned me, and I'd already cut off that person she warned me against.
Okay, I couldn't tell if she was excited. Was that excitement or shock that Shani was there? And how does she know that Shani was talking about her in a community tab post? Is she trolling over in Shani's neck of the woods? Because, like, I do. Like, I'm not even gonna hide it because sometimes the worlds collide and cross over. Um, like I just the other day, um, Rev was reacting to Jordy, and how horrible it is, and he picks on sweet innocent Amberlynn, and Shani spent an hour going off on Foodie, and she doesn't understand why anybody wants to sit and watch a fat girl sweat in the desert, I believe were her exact words. So there's all this kind of crossover because they try to insert themselves. And when they try to insert themselves, it is kind of funny. Like it is a train wreck over there. But that's okay because I'm here for it sometimes. I can't handle it all the time, but I can handle it sometimes. And, I am very much trying to give a full picture of the girl world stratosphere, if that makes any sense. So sometimes it means I have to dip my toes over there. What is Rosee doing over there though? Like is she so desperate for attention that she's just putting feelers out everywhere? Is she just waiting for it? Because that's the thing. She's tried so hard to get attention and to get, girl world to pay attention. I don't know. She might end up this might be more than she thought she wanted.
Are you sad about the prospect of losing this person in particular or the loss of relationship in general? I don't know if I've been falling for somebody's potential. I don't know if falling is the right word. It's like too soon for that. But you know what I mean? Like developing feelings for someone's potential. Or if like it's just like because I can like see who he is at his core, and I relate to how much like mental health can impact and change a person's behavior, and I'm so empathetic to it. But I also have to be cognizant of my own shortcomings. And let me see. Okay, never mind. I am crazy. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm reading chats that I missed. Yeah. Chance for Christ would have a check mark. Oh, okay. Because I don't have a check mark. I think it depends on your size of the channel. Sometimes you have to let something go, even though you would have liked to pursue it because you know it's going to be a mess long term. Yeah. Finally caught up, Rosee. Kitty is secret. And don't let no potential man do you take a bite, girl. um, I can't do that, Shani, when I'm live. Yeah, you don't have a check mark. I don't, yeah, because you have a smaller channel, right? Like, I also have a smaller channel, so I don't have a check mark. But do I like ice cream? That's a random fucking question. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like ice cream? I don't eat ice cream like heavily. She should be blocked. I get there's a lot of like issues around her, but she's not being a problem in my chat. Yeah, I get that. I don't know what to do because I don't want to start beef either. So
Okay, here's the thing. You cannot control who comes into your chat, but you can control who stays in your chat. It's like that guy that was in Foodie's chat the day that she had that child on her stream, and they were asking her to do inappropriate things with that child. They blocked the messages or, deleted the messages, but they did not block him. And he has popped up in her chat since then. And he's still there, even though she knows what he is associated with. This is the same thing. When somebody like Shani shows up, you have to decide if you're going to let them stay or not based on what they bring to your chat and what their background is, whether that's problematic or not. In my personal opinion, I think Shani's background is fairly problematic. But like I said, I'm not Rosee, so I can't tell her what to do or not do. But I think that's something to be looked at, is that the types of people that you allow in your chat kind of is a reflection on you at the end of the day.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm surprised to see you here. You did verify it is her. Let the mods decide. You like my content? Well, maybe you just need a hug from mom and dad. God, yeah, I miss my mom and dad. Surprisingly, yes, one of my friends doesn't like chocolate. That's weird. Hey, Amanda. What do you mean? You seemed happy it was a real Shani. Why would you want to talk to her? She has neglected children and pets. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is no hate to Shani. I'm not happy or sad about it. Like, I'm not sure what to do because I don't know what to do because she's not being a problem. Hold on a second. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do because I feel like this is derailing my chat. Yeah. Thank you, Fender Bender. Yeah. This is really derailing. This is supposed not to be like whatever. This is supposed to be about me right now. She's kind of putting you in an uncomfortable position. Yeah. Yeah. People are letting her presence take over the chat. Yeah. I don't. She's not, guys. Like, it's just like.
Okay, but this is the exact same thing. What she's talking about right now and what she's kind of complaining about is the exact same thing that she does in Amberlynn's live streams. Amberlynn typically does not have mods in her chat. And she gets so busy talking and doing her own thing that she doesn't really pay attention. And so Quirky gets in that chat and she kind of takes it over. If Amber says something that Quirky feels she didn't fully explain, she'll sit there and finish, explaining for Amber. She sits there and, Amber will say something and she's like, oh yeah, me too, because I've experienced this and I've done this and I've done this. And so it kind of, you have Amber over here, but then you have Quirky live going over here in the chat. But then you have the other half of the chat begging Amber to block Quirky and to get her out of the chat because she's so distracting, because she's just there to get attention and clout. Like, the very thing that she's bringing up right now is the very thing that she does. She just can't see it that way.
I would be upset if I went to someone's live and they're like, oh, I heard this about you, like, fuck you, and blocked me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She said racist stuff? Okay, she said she's gonna leave. Okay, she said she's gonna leave, so. I mean, I don't fuck with racism. That's not fucking cool. Sorry. I had no idea she was a racist. Oh. I'm not, look, Channing, I don't want beef with you. That's why I feel conflicted about what to do. I don't want beef with you. I don't want to fight with you. I'm not here to, like, fight with, like, you or Amber or even, like, Foodie, like, because I don't fucking hate Foodie. but I don't want to beef with her. So I don't want to start shit. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, Shani. Mods, go ahead and handle it. This is derailing my life, and I don't like this. Mods, I'm sorry, Shani. Please block Shani. I don't want to do it. Like, this is, I feel really uncomfortable.
Okay. This is her channel. This is her chat. She has the ability to block people. She has the ability to remove people. Why is she just throwing her hands up in the air and saying, you know what, you guys do it for me. I can't do this. I just can't do it anymore. Why? Is it because you want to be able to say at the end of the day, well, it wasn't me that did it. It was one of my mods that did it. Like, I couldn't do anything about it. That's just what it was. Why do you not take ownership of the decision that you just made and do it yourself? I don't understand. So, but anyways, as all of this was going down, knowing how Shani is, I snuck on over to Shani's page for a minute. And I looked to see if Shani was live. And sure enough, she was live. And let me
Be an asshole.
Let me pause this for a second. And we'll get this back to the beginning. And we're going to listen to what Shani had to say about Rosee for a second.
Shannon has to be an asshole again. I don't want to be an asshole. Here's the thing. I go in Rosee chats. All I do is I put heart in Quirkyloverosee's chat, right? Get this. All these motherfuckers who probably are drags people came in, said I was a child abuser, I was an animal abuser, I was a racist, all these things, all these tropes that this son of a...
Okay, well, there is a video. There is video evidence of there being issues between Rev and your children when they were minors. There is also numerous videos of you using inappropriate words online in reference to different races. So, I mean, the evidence is out there for anybody that wants to see it. So I'm not quite sure why you think yelling about it is going to make anyone see differently. So yeah, and I believe that when she got rid of Dragnot from her community, I believe her mod that was attached to him went with him too. So I'm not sure how many of his people are still over there.
A bitch drag has tried to pull on me for years. The thing is, Rosee, what you don't understand is all these people in here, they're all drags people controlling you because they're trying to take you down and make you into a lolcow. Not only that, they're all associated to the girl world, so they're all working together to take you down. But Rosee, you don't want to listen to me, do you? You don't.
Okay, here's the thing. Nobody is trying to drag her down. Most people are, connected to Girl World in some way. But she desperately wants to be a part of Girl World. That is why she is always chasing after Amber. That's why she spent so much time commenting on Foodie for a while. She wants that attention. She wants that spot. I think, honestly, she's really chasing after that crown right now because we're watching Foodie's channel slowly just disappear. There's going to be an opening, and I think Rosee's really fighting for that spot right now. And that's of her own choosing. Nobody is making her do that.
You don't want to listen to me about this, Rosee, do you? About these people harassing you, when that's the only reason why I came into your channel, or when I came to your channel, is to warn you on dangerous people so your channel isn't taken down by these psychopaths. Okay? But you wanted to come, and you want to be like, I'm just going to listen to my mods, I don't know what to do, instead of using your own mind, coming to me and trying to get to know me as a person. But instead you listen to rumors because your whole chat is full of the trolls that are my trolls. And I was trying to warn you, but you don't want to listen. And your channel's going to be taken down. You're going to continue to be stressed out. They're going to tell you who you should talk to, who you shouldn't talk to, how you should breathe, what you should eat. And then what's going to come next is the weight loss chat. Why aren't you losing weight? You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You can even see it in my chat now. They're saying pig right now because they don't want it outed, Rosee. They don't want it outed. They're saying right now, shut it, Shani, because they don't want it outed that they are trolls.
It is so crazy to me how she thinks that everything is a conspiracy theory and everything goes back to her. It doesn't dawn on her that she lost her channel because of things that she had done and things that she was putting online. No other reason. Like, that's just what it is. And I think she desperately wanted to be a part of Girl World also. She chased after Foodie for a long time. Foodie was a mod in her chat, um, and would send her like super chats and stuff. And she was desperately trying to get into Girl World, but really nobody wanted anything to do with Shani. People kind of wouldn't even comment on the fact that Shani had anything to do with Foodie. The only way that it got brought up was if Foodie mentioned it. And honestly, I think it should have been mentioned more because this is the type of people that feel comfortable in Chantal's presence and in her chat. And I think that says a lot for the character of Foodie, that she was willing to accept them and be a mod for them. And I mean, you are the circle that you keep, honestly, is what it comes down to.
Rosee, and they're controlling you. They did the same thing to me for years. Everyone in my chat could tell you this. Everyone in my fucking chat could tell you this. I wasn't trying to make it about me. I just put heart, heart, heart. She said, is that Shani? I said it was me, and then everyone lost their shit. So why don't you go and say that I was trying to make it about me?
You were, because you know what happens when you show up in people's chats. You know the reputation that you bring with you. And you know that if you show up in certain places that people are going to react negatively to you. Most places on the internet, people will react negatively. You know that. I personally think that you like the attention, because for you, any attention is good attention.
And this isn't about Rosee being a bad person. This is Rosee being misinformed and not knowing the danger her whole life is in. From these psychopaths. The same fucking psychopaths that's been harassing me for years. Yeah, I'm gonna warn her. I'm gonna warn her about you guys tons. You have a problem with that? Suck it. You had your turn harassing me, harassing my husband, harassing Amber Lynn. You're already telling her in her audience not to talk to Amber Lynn. Why is that? Because you want to fucking control her. Your whole audience, you can see how she wants to control her. Look at this. Shani.
No, it's because Amber Lynn tends to use up the people around her and then discard them, is what happens. So when people are saying, hey, I would distance myself from that, they are genuinely giving Rosee good advice. But that's hard for people to see. And Rosee doesn't care about that advice because her foot in the door for Girl World is Amber. So she's gonna use it up for all it's worth because she's just like Amber.
Shani abused her kids. Look at this shit. Shani abused her kids and her husband was arrested for kicking and...
Okay, I just gotta say some appreciation for that screen name. Pocahontas's Dainty Bush. I can't even. Like, I wish I was smart enough and clever enough to come up with those kind of screen names. Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I'm gonna let her finish and then we'll comment on this.
Autistic 9-year-old. That's not true. My son isn't 9 years old. My son is 18 and 16. So you don't even got that fucking story straight. He didn't even kick him. You don't know what you...
Okay. Yes, they are that age now, but they were not when the incident occurred. That is what happened. Your lack of logic is absolutely astounding. Astounding. Like, I can't even... I don't understand how somebody doesn't understand that they're referencing the past and not present.
You're talking about. You are listening to internet rumors started by goddamn Dragnot, the Geek Room, and the Drunken Peasants. And the Drunken Peasants. These are the same rumors that's been going on for years to me. I thought maybe you, Rosee, of all people, could understand this. Knowing how fucked up these people are toward you. But instead of believing a woman, you want these people to control you. Well, you know what, Rosee? I'm just going to let them get to you, and you're going to see your channel taken down, and your numbers fall, and everything about you, everything you love, will be taken away from you, just like it was done to me.
Opposite. Rosee's numbers are actually slowly going up, even on her horizontal streams, because she is having more people pay attention to her. Charlie is starting to react to her more often. Yaba is starting to react to her occasionally. Pulpy is really, really getting interested in Rosee. So really the only thing that's going to happen is channel growth for her, because reaction channels are what makes them relevant. And sadly, the only reason that you're relevant right now is because you're trying to interact with my main interest, which is Rosee. Just is what it is. And you running your mouth on her is just giving, let's see, you've had 347 views on this. That's 347 people who might not have known who Rosee was that do now. I mean, you're really just helping her along.
And they can all go and say Shanny lies. I don't lie. I'm not lying, and you damn well know I'm not lying because you've done it to me for years. You've done nothing but call CPS, the police on me, wellness checks, and you all fucking know it. Drag even admitted it. Drag even admitted it. Pull the router. Shut up, Shanny. Shut up, Shanny. Shut up, Shanny. Don't let her speak. Don't let her know. Shut up, Shanny. Shut up, Shanny. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Shut up, Shanny. Don't let them know. Don't let her know that we're your trolls, even though obviously you're coming in my chat. You fucking idiots. You come in my chat and you're trying to make it seem that, hello, you're not my trolls. But don't worry. I'll get a hold of her on Instagram and we can talk there, away from you idiots.
I am pretty sure you will be blocked on site. Fairly sure that's what's going to happen. Just saying.
How about that? My husband did not beat my son, Will, and neither did Zach. I have said several times that my children were not taken away. My children are adults, okay? I have an 18 and 16-year-old, young men, who you tried to make into little kids because you're liars.
Okay, no, when it happened, they were. They were. It just is what it is. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to sit through a whole lot more of Shanny. I'm not going to make you sit through a whole lot more of Shanny. I just wanted you guys to see what kind of happened tonight. And I think she might have bit off more than she could chew, because when Shanny gets fixated on something, she tends to stay there for a while. So who knows what's going to happen next. I know I am just waiting. It feels like Girl World is not slowing down at all. I feel like I'm like, okay, what's next? Is anything else going to happen? And surely it's not going to, and it just continues. So I guess that's all for this reaction. And I'm going to remind you guys that you need to be good and behave yourselves. However, if you can't, at least make me proud. And then post it on the internet so we can talk about it later. Make sure that you guys are, subscribing, liking, commenting. I love getting comments from you guys. It's nice to be able to feel like I'm having a conversation with you guys and I'm not just talking at you. So please make sure you're commenting below. Tell me what you think. And I will see you guys later. Bye.